We're here, we're here. Yes, we're doing it differently. You're coming from above. That's what happens when you can't get all your technology to work.
I don't think we're on there yet.
I'm Susan with Stamp Creatively.
Oh,
There we are.
there we are.
I'm Susan with Stamp Creatively.
Tanya with the Wonder Basement.
I'm Sherry with Sherry's Cards.
And we're here. Sometimes we just
Hi,
can't
Kathy.
be friends with
Maybe.
technology.
Yeah.
Hi, ladies.
Okay, so
Anybody gone through their things to see what they have that's discontinued?
boy, we have a pile.
Yeah. Anybody kind of bummed?
So we're going to tell you some of our favorites that are going and why that's okay for them to be gone. It's okay.
Hope they can't see that. Okay,
No.
good.
We
got a
can,
text
we can see
message on our
Susan's
phone.
text messages.
We have a text thread going with the family about how good someone's shoes are. So
Oh.
when we laugh, it's because we all love Maggie's red shoes.
They
She's
are
in her
beautiful.
graduation outfit, and because she's graduating
Her
from
dress is
IU,
cute, too.
she's got a cute little dress and bright red shoes. So
So anyway, we're going to talk about what things are going to be discontinued, and we know things are selling out, you know, like a lot of the accessory and things, but most of the time stamp sets don't sell out usually. And
The lemon lime paper has sold out.
yeah, some of the really cool accessories.
oh, the lemon lime twist cardstock. I just went through TJ Maxx yesterday and was looking at all the lemon and lime pottery and things, and so when you said that, I was trying to visualize the lemon and lime DSP. No, okay,
No, the lemon lime twist cardstock is gone. Yeah, because I had somebody order some from camp, but I know people, so I was able to get some. As in people like people, not like people
Paper
that
order
stamp
some.
it up.
Just saying, yeah.
Okay, well, mine is the accessories. So my favorite things are accessories, and so I just have a couple of things to show you. Two of my favorite things, when I get the new catalog and when I get the discontinued list, I always start at the back because I like the embellishments in the paper. So I'm going to show you two projects that I really liked that I'm going to miss some of the things.
Now you're going to do these at your final camp.
Yep,
in
my camp next week. I've got
week.
camp next week. And so on here, I used the Needlepoint Nook DSP because it's beautiful.
Love that stuff.
We will take pictures of this stuff, and it'll be at the end of the post. So if you go, hey, I can't see it, it's because we're going to take pictures because you're way up in the sky. And it would be really awkward for us to stand up and show you pictures.
Sorry.
Yeah, because we got at one point we talked about getting like the little
Selfie stick?
selfie stick, but then we got a good camera, but the good camera failed us
It's not
today.
connecting to our
So we're
internet.
back to the phone, and now we don't have a selfie stick.
Yeah. So I put some DSP in here and then the ribbon. I always go through the ribbons and see which ones I love, which are going to be gone, and which ones are staying. The other one, which we thought
Do
was
your
really...
customers know that they're using discontinued products, and if they're not going to get, they may not get stuff? How do you deal with, when something's sold out?
Well, I say that I'm really sorry that you didn't get it because it was cute and you missed it and you should have ordered it a long
believe
time
she
ago.
says that. I do believe she says that.
But I also remind them that there are other cute things coming up. As sad as we are that this DSP is going, Stamp It Up always brings us the latest on-trend things, and I can say goodbye to it and know that I'm going to be okay.
That's true.
What I like about this DSP, this is the check that's in the Occasions catalog, and it's a 6x6.
Heather.
Oh.
I like it a lot. And I like the accessories that went with it. Stamp It Up put a whole suite together. And we noticed in the new catalog, the Gingham Gala sequins are still staying. So those will still be in the catalog.
Which I'm really glad because I love those.
Yeah.
I mean, I really like those sequins.
So what I did was I took some of the 6x6 DSP and I went through and a lot of times I pull out the scraps and what's left over. And so I had some, these are, were 2 by 5.5
Here, I'll hold it a little
squares or long things, whatever that is, rectangle.
This is super cute.
And then I only had an inch
We didn't
left.
do very well in geometry either.
So when I cut that 1 inch off and then cut them 2 inches across of the 6x6, then I end up with 1 inch by 6 inches, and that's the piece that's here. And if you see, I tucked it under here. So I have 3 colors of DSP, and it just opens a little funny. So you've got lots of space on the inside. But what I did was I cut 1.25 inches off the edge of the cardstock after I folded it. And that 1.25 inches I used right here to stamp on. So it's really all made out of scraps. And we love a good scrap card.
I also like that you used what people see as a masculine ribbon.
I used the boy ribbon.
Yes.
Because I like the black and silver. I think it's real dramatic. I really wished, I mean, it's a good holiday ribbon too. It would have been really pretty around the holidays because we have so many images that when you stamp them in black, a little highlight of silver is really cute. In fact, when I make this card, I could take some of the silver foil paper and add it as an even bigger circle over here in this corner.
Oh, that'd be cute.
So, okay, that's
Good
my
idea.
things. So again, my favorite things are always the accessories.
Well, I kind of fell in love with this Follow Your Dream stamp set. We got it. Well, Susan got it to be a display board stamper, and you just got the stamp,
Framelets.
the framelets.
I only had the framelets. I didn't have the stamp, and it was weird.
So
to
she
put
just
the
had
framelets.
this when she was like working with it, and let me tell you, that would be hard because that's just not a lot to work with. But once we got the stamp set, I decided I really liked it, and I loved the feathers. And so I just started, actually this is the first card I made with it, and I was just playing with the lemon lime, and I think it's Pool Party.
Cabana.
Is it Cabana? Cabana, and
Maybe Blushing Bride.
yeah, I think it is. It's been a while, it's been a few nights sleep since I made this card. But anyway, I did this, and I had it, I used all of the framelets. There's a little tiny, where is that little tiny circle? Oh, I must have a framelit missing. Well, anyway, if you see right here, there's a little flower, and I just had the background and then the Dream Big. The big is from the stamp set. And these wooden elements, I just happened to, I just happened to get the elements from the catalog, and I broke them all apart. I love having them out so that I can look at them. And before I had put them in here, I had kind of just dropped it on my paper, and it happened to land on this particular card. And I'm like, wait a minute, I think that will go on the little dream catcher thing. So I just thought, I love this card. I may have to make some more of them before I move that stamp out. And then I just kept playing with the feathers and the colors. And this is really cool. I layered about 3 or 4 feathers on here, and then did the gold inside of the dream catcher. I don't know. I love these colors. I love this card. Then I was like, well, what can I do? Oh, this one's gotten water on it. That's a bummer. But anyway, it's got this cute little
I've got it.
Oh, it's got this little cluster of flowers. So I did something completely different. Sorry about the water stain on there. You know, it happens sometimes. So, but they were really fun to color.
I couldn't save you because I was...
That's okay.
Sorry, Luli. I typed hi, Luli, and it auto-corrected to Lily.
Oh. Autocorrect is going to be the
I
death
know what
of
I
our
was-
existence.
I know. I knew what I was typing, and it...
I mean, sometimes you just want to go, I know what I'm saying.
I know.
It's helpful with some words, though. It is helpful with me with some words, but and then it puts
But
in
when
random things. Yeah.
when you make up words, it's really...
Sometimes you want it to correct it, and it won't. I'm like, I don't know how to spell this
And
word.
you try
I have no idea what you're talking about.
You intentionally try to misspell it as best you can possibly
I don't know how to
misspell
spell
it
this
to
word.
get the right... I know, it's crazy. And then I also used the rectangle framelets, which those aren't... those are not retiring, but... Anyway, I used some of the paper, the peachy paper. What's the...
She said it autocorrects her, too.
Yeah, I know. It's really annoying.
That's out of the romance, floral
Yeah,
romance.
the floral romance paper. It
And the
just
ribbon.
turned out really pretty. And then I was just down to scraps. Oh, and look at the floral romance when you cut out the little...
And we'll send better pictures, so we apologize.
Like these little feathers. It's so cute. So cute. And then, then I'm like, oh, well, crap. It's discontinued.
So I'm sitting here
Move
looking.
on.
I'm looking at Tanya's case, and there's a couple of things I need to show you because I had to inspect it a couple of times.
Oh.
First of all, she's
Uh-oh.
put this in here. So this is a little piece of magnet. So your framelits are in there, which is a really nice thing. But I kept looking at the stamp set. I'm like, wait a minute, hers doesn't fall out. Why is it not falling out? And look, I leave the white stuff on and put it in here and then fit these pieces in. I never thought to take the whole back off. She takes the whole back off, so it all sticks.
Round of applause.
I don't do that. I don't know why, but I'm like super impressed. So, see, mine's like floating pieces. I have floating pieces because I don't take this white off. My white is coming off, girls. It's going to stick in there now.
That's funny.
How did you know that? Ugh.
I actually
She
probably ripped this piece and it bugged me, so I took it off, and then it just...
Now I'm going to have to take it all off and stick it.
There was no real...
She's doing it right now.
There was no real brain...
For me,
Intent.
it was brilliant.
There was something that I learned. What was it?
If you do it with the cling, it'll never come out. Is that a cling
No,
one?
but it doesn't. No, but it doesn't have the cling.
Oh, that's true.
So it just has this. So like I've just put this in here. I know. That's why we stand
Move
with
your
friends.
cup. Move your beautiful magnolia cup so
Yeah.
they can see what you're doing.
So like, see, I've put it in there, and now it's not going to fall out. It was falling out like 2 seconds ago. I'm just super impressed. Now I'm going to put these
This
all
was
right
worth
back
your
in
price of
here.
admission.
This was.
Yes, and they have these. They always have to get a cup of coffee before we start, and so they have their Ray Dunn cups. And so I want a cup. So I put my magnolia cup on here, and it's empty. And I've tried to take a drink 3 times.
It's a prop.
It's got nothing in it. It's
Oh,
only
you've
for
actually
kittens.
drank out of
Well,
it?
no, I keep going like this, and then I'm like, oh no, it don't have nothing in it. It's been one of those days.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, I'm done.
Yes, we've had lots of those days.
Yeah.
So for
My
me,
word.
well, I have a couple of things. First, mine is because I get rid of almost everything. Almost every year I get rid of everything. So I hardly have anything left of my 25 years. Hi, Kim. Of anything that I have maybe 3 sets that I've kept intentionally. I mean, I have the ones that I just haven't sold yet. But this year I am keeping the Hearts Come Home. Is that what it's called? The one that I call them the Iceland houses.
Oh yeah, because it's like the little snow scene of how
Yes.
it's like.
I love that set. I love
Yeah,
the
those-
set. I love the dies. I love
Yeah.
everything about it. So my husband helps me get rid of all of my dies, and they were obliterated this year. Obliterated because I keep them all on giant magnet boards, and I had so many of them that they were also in a box, which he did not appreciate my box system because they were just all thrown in there. I have some of OCD friends who would not have appreciated this system either. He thought it was very poorly organized. He told me, but he gets the catalog out. He likes the organization part of it, and he crosses off all the little ones as he finds them and slides them back in. But he kept taking the houses down, and I'm like, those stay. And he's, but they're retired. But I love them. And he's like, oh, because I don't usually love stuff enough that I keep any of it, but I am keeping those. So for me, I have 3 things. One, I'll show you first the wood paper. I love the wood paper.
Oh,
And
congratulations, Kim! That's exciting.
Yay!
Oh,
Yay!
Grandma,
Tell Candace, congratulations.
Grandma.
They're in the new catalog set. You can tell that the Stampin' Up! Demographic is growing older. There's a new grandma set.
And it's cute.
It says something like every time a baby's born, a grandma is 2 or something. It's
Yeah.
got a bunch of cute grandma sayings. It's cute. So the wood paper did make it to 2 years. Was it just 2?
Yeah.
So the Wood Textures Designer Series paper. But I love that you could easily stamp. Oh, I got something in my eye. Stamp on it, and it, or just use it for pieces. And it just, to me, it kind of like guide a card up, or it made it look country. I just loved it.
It is cute.
So sometimes I would stamp on it.
You're
The barn door made it.
I was glad
So I
about
was
that.
glad the barn door. And then, like, this set made it. And we didn't actually make this card at Valentine's because by the time I came up with the card, it was too close to Valentine's. So I thought maybe if the set made it, we'd make it next year.
Isn't
but
that
the paper's
pretty?
gone. So,
It is really pretty.
And then all of this is gone. This has lemon lime twist. This has a set that's gone, and it has the wood paper. So that's all gone. And our friend, I think Teresa Hill made that card. You guys remember?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Teresa Hill made it.
It's cute.
And then that is with the pretty lace paper. And
Which I think we
we have a
do
different
have
pattern.
new. Yeah, we have
It's
new.
got some birds in it.
yeah,
So the
new
new one
lace
has birds.
paper. But I like that you can put the really feminine paper with the wood, and it looks like that.
The barn door is pretty easy to use too.
Yeah.
That was Kim said she liked the barn doors.
And then here's
Oh,
the
look
Noah's
at
Ark,
this.
and this is from my live on Friday, because that's got the retiring Noah's Ark, the retiring ruffled folder, and the retiring wood
And
paper.
if you're wondering how she got this beautiful yellow dotted ribbon, you need to
mango.
go. Oh, mango. You need to go and watch her YouTube because
It's
she
not on,
will.
I don't think it's on YouTube.
Is it not? It's on Sherry Cards
on my- yeah, it's on my
Facebook
Facebook.
Live. So you need to go look at it because it will blow your mind. Kind of like, I guess I need to make a video.
No kidding.
about-
Well, part of it's on YouTube,
But it's
then
really
people
cool.
just got
She
mad
shows you-
because I didn't, because it takes a few days, so there wasn't like,
Instant gratification.
because
yeah.
I don't have photo editing software for
No.
YouTube, so there wasn't a way to like make
Speed
it
it
and
up.
speed it up. So I didn't want to have a video that lasted 4 days. Then the other thing that I'm sad that's going as another paper is the glossy cardstock. Just because you can do more stuff with it. And I didn't have time to dig through all my samples, but because it stays wet longer,
Oh yeah.
you can like manipulate the ink, and it's shiny. And who doesn't like shiny?
I know.
So this one this set is staying, but you can kind of like manipulate the ink.
It's pretty.
And then this,
Actually, the new paper kind of is
yeah,
that.
it looks like the new peacock paper.
I think that
Oh, yeah.
they may Stampin' Up may have been inspired by this very card.
And then this set is gone, but that's glossy paper run through the subtle folder.
That's really pretty.
And we love the subtle folder. It's
Do you
still
love
in.
this folder?
Actually, every time you have a card and you don't like it, just run it through the subtles
Yeah, and it makes it look
embossing
better.
3D folder, and it will improve its looks.
And then the last thing that I'm always sad about is when I start pulling out my stuff and all the stuff that I didn't use. So yesterday when we were thinking about stuff in my cans next week as well, so it will be all retired stuff or stuff that is retiring. So I pulled out probably 10 sets, and we'll only do 6 cards, and I already know one of them's going to be the one with the window sheet
Oh.
and the tropical
the
sheet, which
tropical
is not
sheet.
retiring, but the adhesive sheets are.
Yeah.
So we need to do that before the adhesive sheets are gone. So the first one I opened was the Starbucks set. I don't know what it's called, the coffee
Yeah.
one. And I was 100,000% certain that I had used that, and it was brand new. So apparently
So
I never
much.
used it. And then this one I had never used. It's called Blow Out the Candles, but my daughter had used it, so at least somebody used it. But I wanted to use the glossy cardstock with it. So at first I did this, where you just kind of smear the ink
Glossy paper.
on the glossy paper, because it comes with these really cool dies that look like this. And I'll put a close up, and I'm going to do a video because this will be a camp project, so I do the video so the girls can watch them before they come. So then when you laid it like this, you could see through. But then as I was starting to do that, and it also comes with the cool little piece that I forgot that you lay right here then, and it puts slots for your ribbon. But apparently I left that at home. And then when you run it through, it also gives you
Confetti.
all these little pieces of confetti, which I then used. But it reminded me of, she was, like, we were older. Lisa Frank, is that her name? There was like a person who did like 80s teenage stuff, but we were older.
That sounds right.
Yeah, she did like all kinds of rainbowy stuff. Does anybody know who I'm talking about? Somebody that's a little younger than us.
Yeah, I've seen it.
It was like after the, I don't know. It was kind of creepy designs, like creepy cartoon, but it was all rainbowy. But it was black. Kitty cats, I think. Like funky cartoon stuff.
I don't know.
I don't know. But it was black and rainbow. So then I decided I would flip it. So then I ended up
I love
keeping
this.
I've wrapped my
Here.
feet around the chair. So I put the
that pretty?
colors on top. Heather said yes. So it's Lisa Frank. So So the color's on top, and then if you look really close, and I'll put a picture of it, you can see on the balloon and the cake, I used the little pop-outs from the
Confetti.
confetti, and just glued those on there.
Cute.
And then if you open it up,
Oh,
it's stamped as well.
of course it is.
Because you know it's Lisa Frank.
There you go.
So there you go. So I'll do a video of that, but
It's
I'm
super
always
cute.
sad
Oh,
to
and this
see.
is the little thing that she was talking about. It's got a die that has the.
It almost looks like a tag
Yeah.
topper.
Yeah.
It's really cute. Who
Yeah.
knew that was there?
Because I used almost all of the dies in the set that I've never used yet, since I've had it a year and never
Hi,
used it.
Carla.
And I wondered what it
Frank
did,
Carla's on here.
so I ran it through.
Here's my friend. Carla.
But it does cut like here, so I don't think it's necessarily a tag, but it does fit perfectly between these two, like when you line them up. So
That's really cute.
so those are mine.
Okay.
Wood paper stuff I've never used, in glossy cardstock.
The other thing we wanted to talk to you a little bit about is we did a challenge at our last training event. And we did, Stampin' Up! Has done a really good job of giving us 3 different types of stampers. A beginner stamper, a casual stamper, and an avid stamper. Last year's catalog focused more on the beginner stamper. They had those little kits that you could get that had all the little things in it to make some samples. This catalog is going to be more towards the avid stamper. So it's got a lot of detailed, bigger bundles and some things like that. So we gave ourselves a challenge of, we each created a card and we limited ourselves to 1 stamp set, which is the abstract stamp set, abstract, 2 words.
Impressions.
Abstract impressions stamp set, and then we limited ourselves to our colors. So the first card that we did,
And we use note cards and envelopes.
we used
out
the
of the
cards with the silver trim.
foil, yeah.
So we were to use Flirty Flamingo, Soft Seafoam, and Basic Black. And we each created a card. And so here's my card.
Here's mine.
And here's mine. And the funny thing is, we didn't know what each other was creating. And there's a ton of flowers in that set, and we all chose the same one.
I know. So it was just interesting. Again, we didn't compare. We were each create them, and then we took them to the event, and we asked the people at the event to also make one. And then we've got a challenge for you at the end.
And then our casual stamps had Granny Apple Green.
Did you not write it down?
No,
It's in your
we-
catalog.
It's in your book, and we got to talking about. See these earrings? These,
Let me go get my book.
I'm just gonna take a little 5. Oh, sorry about that. A little 5 minutes break. We really like
We have
these little
floral issues.
lucite earrings, and so we were looking up those where we could get some of those online. And I did start to write all this down so we'd have it for our live, but then squirrel.
Yeah.
Hi, Janine.
So the second one is our casual
stamp.
crafter. We use the same silver note cards and envelopes. White, quarter sheet of white you could use.
Or you could use a color. You could use any of the colors. We decided to go with colors that were new in the Stampin' Up! Catalog for 18-19 catalog. So we have
Right here.
we had Coastal Cabana, Granny Apple Green, Petal Pink, Blackberry Bliss, and then black. We allowed black as the neutral through all of them. So Susan?
This is mine.
And we also did an embossing folder. Did you say that when I was gone?
No. Yes, we allowed 1 embossing folder.
This one was mine. So this time they look a little bit more different than
Yes.
they did the first time.
And, you know, as we're telling you guys this, which do you categorize yourself in? As a beginning stamper, or simple stamper, a casual stamper, or an avid stamper? Some might say avid stampers like to add every last schmucky thing they can find onto their card.
How many things can go on a card?
Part of Stampin' Up's definition of the avid stamper is that they have everything.
Yeah, that's true.
Because the casual stamper doesn't have everything, so they can't
They
use
improvise,
everything.
yeah. Okay.
So
So,
I do want to show, because you know we love the subtle embossing folder, I ran the silver part through. I'll try to get a picture when we take the pictures. But it looks really pretty when you put the silver foil through.
Oh, yeah.
okay, so is that one
That's my casual.
Oh, casual.
Here's my
Gotcha.
Avid.
Okay, and then the Avid included.
Oh, Kim, you're not a beginner.
Yeah, no way.
You have more than just
And
that.
thanks, Carla. That's sweet of you. All right, so the Avid stamper, we added, let's see what colors. Are they this
Yeah.
one? Granite, which is kind of a
It's my favorite color.
smoky gray. And then a mossy meadow, grape, black, and poppy parade.
Poppy Parade. And you didn't have to use
And
all
you
of
could
the
also
colors. You could
use,
just pick from those colors.
You could use the Big Shot dies. There's a die set that goes with the abstract impressions that's really cool. And ribbon and you could also use any of a quarter sheet of cardstock. So,
Okay, so here's mine. I stamped on the white and then with all those colors, and then cut it out in the impression fold with the cutting folder or the die, and then I ran it through the subtle. So that's what mine looks like.
here's mine, and I really, on all my note cards, I didn't want to add a lot of extra paper, so I ran it through and put it's a white sheet, white die cut, and then I sponge color on top of the flowers, because we could add like some kind of accessory that we
So
had.
ours are kind of the same thing. Hers is mounted on white, and mine's mounted on the mossy.
Right.
But we pretty much did the same thing.
And then Sherry
And then
totally
I
did something different.
cut the butterfly that comes out of it, out of white cardstock. And then, hi Bunky, I ran the butterfly. It was, let me remember. I do have a YouTube video that I actually filmed before in stage, and I have not posted it yet. It's sitting on YouTube. It's just not been posted. Because I wanted to do it when we talked about this. So it'll post, and it's going to sound like I don't know what's going on because I filmed it a long time ago. But I think that I ran the butterfly through. This is how long, I don't even remember how I made it. And then I think I stamped it with the little flower. There's one little flower.
There you go.
And then I laid the butterfly on, and it's only taped, or like I used a little bit of snail right here on
At
this
the
one little
center.
part. Because I wanted to be able to move it if I didn't like it. And so then I ran the whole thing through the subtle embossing folder. But when I did that, like the pressure of it made it, like it's stuck on there because of the pressure. But it also, which you probably can't see here, and I'll put a picture of it,
Yeah.
it left the impression of the butterfly underneath it.
Oh, pretty.
So that's mine. It was a happy mistake.
Well, and you're maybe wondering, why are we showing you these things? Well, we want you to participate, and we want you to use the same. Do we want them to use the same?
I
How
think
do we-
any stamp set, just the same colors.
Just the same colors. So we'll post the colors below in a comment so that you can see that, or maybe in with this video. And then we would like for you to try your hand at simple stamping, avid stamping, no, simple stamping, casual stamping, or avid stamping. And we want to have a little fun, and we're going to choose a winner, and whoever wins, and we're gonna have one for each category, or just one overall.
Just one overall.
One overall. But you know, we're obsessed with Ray Dunn, and so we've got a good little prize, and it's some pens that say write, create, and edit. And we will send that to the winner. So what we want you to do is, where do we want them to post it?
Either on Instagram or Pinterest or on this Facebook page. But you have to use the hashtag friends to stamp.
Yes.
And then that way we'll be able to find them, because we can search all those platforms for that.
And then we'll be able to see what it is.
And then you need to, maybe we need to have Friends to Stamp and then maybe Friends to Stamp Challenge.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Because there's
I'm gonna
already
write
a
it
lot
down.
then we won't have to rewatch the video to remember what we said. Carla has a question. What is the first big investment purchase to encourage becoming casual stamper on the way to pre-avid stamper?
I think the first investment are the kits. I think the kits are a great way to start because it's pretty much all consumable. In the kits, you're going to get, sometimes there's a spot. Sometimes the kits, you can even add some ink, your own ink pad. but it's going to come with a block. It's going to come with a small stamp set. If you have to purchase a stamp set with it, you aren't going to need a ton of blocks to go with it. And then you pretty much get the materials, because when we started, before they had kits, it was always, what do you start with? Well, you start with stamped ink paper. Well, they're giving you a stamped ink paper in a box, which is really nice when you're getting started, because one of the things, when I started camps and classes, one of the reasons I did it was to give people an idea of what they liked and what they didn't like. So if you buy one kit and you absolutely love it, then kind of stick with that style. If you love to color, stick with that style. If you don't love to color, you'll know you want to buy a little bit more ink. The other things that are great are paper pumpkin, because those are definitely a consumable. You're going to get a totally different thing every month. You're going to create it, move on, and not have anything left but a spot and a little flat thing of stamps. So it depends on what you want to store and what you want to do. But I think part of the hardest part when you haven't stamped before is figuring out your style and what you like and don't like. You know, way back when, how many people did we have, they bought all lined art and then they said, but I hate to color.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So figuring out your style is the first thing you need to do. If you're not sure what it is, Paper Pumpkin is a great way, or the kits in the catalog. There's some great new kits in the upcoming catalog. Some of them are the same. There's a couple of the kits that are the same. You aren't going to be able to get any refills for them anymore. They're not going to do that anymore. So if there's a kit in the current catalog that you love and you want refills for, you better get them or they're going to be gone.
Well, and even if you don't have refills, you can still use the stamp and the inks, and then there usually you have some of the accessories left over, and you can create new things that are simple stamping, but you know, you can kind of add to your repertoire.
And the kits are a great way to make you feel like a rock star when you're all done.
Yeah.
Because everything's in it. And I think especially, again, when you're getting started, there's so many elements. There's a lot of times we look at a card and we go, I couldn't afford to make this card. Because you already have so much stuff.
Yeah, I think that really the avid stampers is just not having the dies and a die machine. That's really the most expensive thing.
Yeah, I guess if you were going to go from casual to avid, the Big Shot is probably the best investment, just because you can use all the dies, and these are just so much fun.
Yeah.
They add a lot to your everything.
And I've never...
Well, and you can use the impression folders, the 3Ds.
So if you're going from simple to casual, I would probably start adding like punches. Like start in there.
And maybe like your coloring,
blends,
like
and markers,
the blends and markers, pencils, things like that.
But if you don't like to color, you'll want to add ink pads and not get the coloring things. Because not everybody likes to color.
Although one thing that we've, when I think back to how I used to do it, because a lot of the people that come to my things have now stamped for a long time. Although I still get, an occasional person that comes to camp and then they get thrust into all avid stampers who have been stamping for years. So
it's intimidating.
They get thrown in a little bit different, but everybody like helps them. So, it's intimidating in a different kind of way. They don't start fresh from scratch. But back in the day, the markers were really where we started, because you could color, you could watercolor, and you also used them as ink. So even though it costs $100 for the whole set, or, like I would get them to buy the in color little set of markers, because they're inexpensive and you get 5 colors, and you can use them in watercolor, you can use them with a paintbrush, you can use them as ink on your stamp. So if you teach them how to use something that's relatively inexpensive, $15, and then they can see different ways. They can flick them, they can use them.
Yeah, there's lots of things you can do. But then from casual to avid, then that would be more, is that, you were going to say do you remember what you were going to say?
Well, then I started thinking tools.
Like
the
tools.
punches and
But
cutter.
When you're just getting started, one of the hardest things is you want the instant gratification of going out and getting it. And we all know that you can become a stamp collector really quickly and not use any of the product because you don't know how or what to do with it, or it doesn't match. One of the best things about Stampin' Up, and the reason we've stuck with it so long, is they're the best stamping products on the market, and the way all their things coordinate. The color coordination is phenomenal, because if you've ever tried to take a red and go match a red, holy smokes, it's not doable. So that's one of the reasons we've stuck with the product for such a long time, is it's the best products on the market.
That's why when we did this simple stamping, we did this silver note cards and envelopes because they're inexpensive. You get note cards and envelopes. They're silver, so they can be fancy, but they don't have to be. And then 2 colors of ink with a black if you wanted the black. But we came up with really cute stuff.
Different
So
things.
a brand new simple stamper every time could have something. And then, you know, you could just add 2 colors every month for a while. Or a packet of rhinestones or a spool of ribbon. And just by adding 1 or 2 things a month.
And you just sticking with this as your card bases. And this comes in gold too.
Yeah. And these do carry over, so.
Okay. Well, thanks a lot. We'll put all,
we're going
Any
to post
other
all
questions?
the information, but do you have anything else that you want to ask?
We'll post
That
all
was
the
a great
information
question.
below, all the how to win the pins,
Hashtags.
a little bit better pictures of our
And
product.
you have 2 weeks because next week we aren't going to
Be live.
be meeting because we have lots of stuff going on, lots of trips,
Camp.
lots of camps.
Yeah. Business meetings.
Yep. So you'll have 2 weeks to get these, and we'll again put the hashtags and all the places to post them.
By the next time you see us, we will have our pre-order in our hot little hands, so we can show you some more.
Can't wait.
Okay,
All right,
ladies, have
guys.
a good one. Thanks.
Bye.